you're kind of like Superman when it comes to this. Like you never slow down. I don't even, you make me tired when I hear you talking about everything you do.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever go through days where like you just woke up and thought, I really don't want to do this? Because I can't imagine you feeling like that. Did you ever take a day off? I mean, sometimes I just feel so overwhelmed, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I bet Brandon's never had this emotion.
Yeah, great question. I feel like that every day. I feel I don't want to do it every day. So unfortunately, you guys, that feeling never goes away, Lori. I had a huge prospecting blitz this morning with my business partner. We spent 2 hours cold calling real estate agents. Okay. And so it never leaves. Call reluctance is always there. Didn't want to do it. I'd rather do something different. We have a huge event tonight at my company. So there's like all this great food in our office right now and alcohol spread out through the whole company office right now. I want to go out there and do that, right? The answer to the question is very simple, but when I say it, people just dismiss it. It really comes down to your discipline and your willingness to get after. It comes down to like how bad do you want it, you know? And so for me, this is where I think what you're saying. I'm fortunate. I have a blessing and a curse.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know what they are?
Mm-hmm. Please.
My curse is my childhood was really bad. You've heard me talk about it time and time and time and time again. So that's my curse, but it's also my blessing. So I have these 3 beautiful kids at home. You guys probably see them on my Facebook. I have a wife that's depending on me. So I have a choice to make every morning. I know the pain of how I grew up, that it's so painful, Lori, that when I get into prospecting, I start building my business, I start taking action. That doesn't even compare to how I grew up. So as soon as I start making the dials, then I get in the zone. Now I'm like, oh God, this is not bad at all. I love this. This is what you were built for.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, and it's the same thing like working out. You know, it's like, I don't want to work out. But as soon as I do it and as soon as I'm done, I'm like, I do feel like Superman. I do feel great, you know? And so I think it's about, certainly I would tell you, you got to force yourself to do it. Most people can't. So the second best is getting that accountability, at least putting some minimum standards in place. Maybe it's a 3-day. It's not as aggressive as mine. I've got $1,000 on the line, right? Maybe you don't do that. Maybe you do something though, so it forces you into action, because once you do the action, you're going to feel good anyway. So maybe you grab a Joe Bennett and you say, all right, dude, I'm just making something else. I'm making something up. If I don't do X and I don't prove it to you, I have to go on FaceTime with you or whatever and run around my house. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or something like that. So there's a price to pay.
Right.
Right. So like, did you ever have a job at an organization?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you work?
I actually work for Club Corporations of America.
All right. Watch this parallel. All of us that had jobs in the corporate world, most of us have, we felt that way every day. Every day you woke up, like, I don't want to go to this freaking job every day. But you went, didn't you?
Right.
And if you didn't go, you got fired. Well, our blessing and curse in real estate is we have options. And then if we don't do it, nothing happens. So my opinion is that the industry must change. This is why I'm working on some different things. I think that most real estate agents, this is a hot topic when we're all talking about which brokerage to go to and all this, that, and the other thing. My honest opinion, Lori, is that real estate agents should be at a company where they're on a W-2 salary plus bonus with health insurance, and they would be so uber successful. It'd be amazing. And so the industry has put us in a position to fail. Why? Because God made us this way, and our biology is set up to not put ourselves in pain. And now you got 1.6 million independent contractors at home in our underwear with no accountability. What do you think we're going to do? Prospect or play Tetris? prospect or watch the new Netflix thing? Well, we're going to do that 90% of the time. So we're playing with these inefficiencies that God gave us, and we're trying to figure out how to hack the system. So it's different for everybody, Lori. It's different for everybody. I want a big life, and I want a big life so that I can give people that I lead a big life. Like Colton, if my life was small, he wouldn't be with me. Like my brokers at Brookstone, they wouldn't be with me. The agents wouldn't be with me. I would have nothing to offer the people that I care about. And so I have to keep growing my world so that people that I care about can also have big lives. So that's another hack. Go hire an assistant. That's a huge opportunity for realtors. Now this person's depending on Lori Hawkins to bring in the bacon so that person can get paid. That's a nice accountability piece. It helps you get better, and it puts another layer. It's like you got another child you got to take care of. Yeah. You know? So anyway, and I'll leave you guys with this. On that point, Lori, you always seem to get me going, which I love. You have children?
I do too.
How old are they?
They're older.
Do they have kids yet?
They just got out of high school.
All right, check this out. This is pretty deep, and so so just bear with me. I this will make a lot of sense. So, Lori, if you have a son and daughter, or what do you have?
Son and daughter.
All right, let me ask you this question. If you went outside right now, this has been proven time and time again, what kind of car do you drive?
A Murano, Nissan Murano.
A Nissan Murano?
Mm-hmm.
If you took us all outside right now on this camera and you set it down, could you pick that car up in front of all of us right now? And be honest.
No.
I guarantee you if your kid was under there and it was life or death, that Murano would be off the kid. Would you agree?
Yes.
All right, me too. So this isn't life or death, but like how do we figure out a way in the morning to put ourselves in a situation where we've got to do it? The whole point of that little exercise, the thing that was different was pain was associated if you didn't do something. So I think about that because humans have been proven to do insane things when there was pain associated with the outcome. So I try to think about that for realtors. You know, great people, amazing humans. They don't do very well most of the time because there's no pain associated. So we have to make that up somehow.
Gotcha. Okay, makes sense.
You know, and so I don't know what that is for you. I don't know if it's a friend or I don't know, spouse or somebody.
I do it. I mean, I have enough discipline about me that I'm in here doing it. And every time before I make that first phone call, I literally look, because now we're prospecting live. And I literally look in the camera and I'm like, I do not want to make this call. But then after I make the first call, I'm like, okay, let's do more. And so I don't mind doing it. It's fine at that. But it's even just getting to the business where now like the follow-up and stuff, it's getting so great that I think, okay, this could potentially, it's taken me really long days to get stuff in order. So I'm thinking, okay, do I want this to be my long-term, like staying in the office till 7 or 8 o'clock at night, trying to get everybody on banner cards and, all this stuff. And I think, is this going to be my long term? And I thought, how does Brandon, because this is just a little bit of what you do.
Yeah.
And somehow you seem to make it work. And so that was I just wondered if you just ever had days where you were just like, okay, I just need to take a mental health day, or maybe just Saturdays and Sundays are your mental health days.
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening with this conversation, Lori, that is super powerful. And the other thing that comes up in this conversation is you, at some point, you're going to have to think about leverage, right? Because you're right. There's right now, what happens is when we put an agent in the world that I've put you in, doing massive action that you're not used to, you're probably not that efficient yet. So step one is you continuing to do these activities so that you become more efficient, right? Planning tomorrow, today, every second counts, time blocking, saying no. These are all productivity things that gets you more productive just as a solo human being on earth. Then after we've done that, I believe a realtor can get to the point to doing 50 closings, 40 closings a year by themselves with no help. And so when I look at most agents, they're nowhere even near that. So there's a lot of, efficiencies that need to be put into place. And you will get better over time as you as you continue to prospect consistently, you keep building up your leads. So what's going to happen is one of two things will occur. You'll force yourself to get more efficient, or you'll stop prospecting. I hope that you get more efficient, because as you get more efficient, certainly you get more money. Then at some point, leverage. Some point we have to start leveraging out. 80%, so NAR just came out with this stat, 80% of what real estate agents do is a $15 an hour job. 80%. There's 180 tasks in a real estate transaction. 80% of those tasks are $15 an hour jobs.
Yeah, I believe it.
And we do them all, scheduling showings and doing CMAs and all this stuff, right? So there's so much to say here. I have a great team around me. I have a phenomenal team around me, Lori, where I only have to do the most important things, and I've hired people to take care of everything else.
Right.
That took time. And the other thing is, be careful. I made this mistake for a long time. We can't compare our chapter 1 to people's chapter 10. Where you're at now and where I'm at, they're very different places. And we want different things, I would imagine. I think that you and I want different things. So I think some time well spent, if you do take a mental health day, is like you use it for clarity to say, okay, where am I at? What do I want? What is required to get there? And does that mean I do everything? Or does that mean a part-time assistant? Does that mean a transaction coordinator? Does that mean I do less business? And then how important is this thing that I say that I want? Like, what would you tell this group right now is one thing you're fighting for in your real estate business?
You mean that I want as a result of my business? Or?
Yeah, like what's one goal? What's one goal that you have? Income goal or what's a goal you have?
A beach house.
What's that?
A beach house. Is that what you're talking about? Something.
Oh, a beach house. The beach house. I'm sorry, I couldn't. Yeah, a beach house. So a beach house, right? So like, what does it take to get there, and how important is the beach house? And then asking yourself, correlating the beach house with the inaction. Now you're in great consistency right now, but when you have that mind, it's like, okay, do I want the beach house or not make the call? Let's make the call. Just these self-talk things. I think these mental mindset hacks will help you. And then the last thing I'm going to tell you, and we'll move on. Okay. Here's a really cool hack. You've got that whiteboard behind you. Mm-hmm. I want you to buy another one, and I want your whiteboard to look like this. So, one. All right. So this is a calendar. Can you see this that I'm drawing out?
Yes.
So this is super powerful, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this. This is the X game. Okay. So this is Monday through Friday. And you can create your own perfect world. I got this from Darren Hardy. So if you guys are the Compound Effect fans, which you all should be, I got this from essentially his website. So this is, what are the things that I want to accomplish that makes me happy about I was productive this week? Maybe it's 10 contacts. Maybe it's, taking a cold shower. Maybe it's having date night with my spouse. You got to come up, Lori, with those things, okay? Let's just say there's 5, or let's just say there's 3 or 5 of those things. You get a nice big, this is the best gift you could ever give your mindset, ladies and gentlemen. You get a big, fat, amazing X for every time you do it consistently. And I will tell you, the power of this is so underrated, I can't even tell you. So you're putting together weeks where you can get 5 X's in a row. I just gave myself goosebumps because of how powerful that was for me when you got those 5 X's. Because remember, self-actualization is how we reach our full happiness. And so you say, okay, here are these things that are the most important to me. Waking up on time, working out, and hitting 20 contacts as an example. Every time I do all 3 of those things in a day, I get a red X. When you are able to put those things together, you won't let yourself go a day without your red X. It will cause you too much pain not to be able to give yourself that credit. And it's a little fun game you can play with yourself. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Try that too. It's really, really, really powerful.
Okay.